is. Okay. Starting strong. Okay. I am the person Mr. Luzon refers to as the one who never stops talking. So I was surprised when writing this speech I was initially lost for words. That was until I asked myself, WWTBD, what would Troy Bolton do? The answer is, he would sing. So I prepared a song.
No one wants me to sing.
I established this in my first speech. Neither Troy Bolton and I can sing. So, I'm just not going to do it. So, okay. First, a quick recap of the year. We started off with the rules video, as Kendall Burdett ran around the school in a morph suit, breaking all the rules, only for us to figure out it was Ansley. Our next event was near and dear to my heart as we set up a nail painting station in the Commons for Teal Fingers Day in support of ovarian cancer. Come October, we decorated the Commons and we all watched Hocus Pocus and ate our candy corn. We had our hashtag SPSG Spirit Week where people with the best costumes were rewarded with gift cards. And we ended our Huntastic Week with our hashtag 410 dance. Then, we did something we had never done before. We showed up at a boy's house at 5 o'clock in the morning, only to terrify him with Jillian Randolph and I in hockey masks above his bed. If you ask me, it was a great time, but if you ask the all-school president, Elliot Foster, he might refer to it as the worst day of his life. Fast forward to when walking up the hill turned your fingers blue. We did a few we sang Frozen in the back gym and did a few arts and crafts. During this time, we did Good Morning Gators as we learned more about our new faculty. We learned that June Friend Evans thinks Mr. Evans eats too much of her ice cream. That any and all of us would lose a dance contest to Mr. Hathaway. That Miss Day Jesus sings like an angel, and that if you give Dr. Nagel the script, he will hop up on that stage. We also learned that you sweat the same amount with putting on the hits in February as you do in May. And then all of a sudden, putting on the hits in February and white team can dance? Like what? Keep going forward, you throw in a few can you finish the lyrics where no one really knows the rap to the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. And we're in all-out April. This month was full of exciting events, starting out with everyone's favorite, the Bake Off. Then moving on to the multi-school coffee house, where the only other school that showed up was St. Tim. Then, the next day, we had our new tradition, the Fresh Soft Formal. Finally ending with movies on the lawn. Yes, it was cold, but it was great. Our final hurrah was Movie May, because who doesn't like a few excellent movies to watch when times are getting a little stressful? But most importantly, we put a Gator suggestion box in the comments because your voice is important to us and we work to make the school better for you. However, despite all of our hard work, we could not ban homework or make the food in the Commons free. To my senior SGA, each of you has such a strong and distinct voice. Thank you for your constant enthusiasm and willingness to work together. It was not always easy incorporating everyone's ideas and opinions into events. I know that in a room with so many voices that are dying to be heard, it's easy to feel like no one is listening. Just know that I appreciate you, all your hard work, effort, and holiday decorations. I have no doubt in my mind that each of you will succeed wherever you go and whatever you do. Remember, as you move forward in life, people will try to label you based on where you go and what you do. But think of it as an SGA meeting. Once you walk in the door, all the labels are gone, and we are just a group of people working towards a common goal. So go find a new goal, because it's time for the 2015-2016 officers to take over ours. To my underclassmen SGA, thank you. I know it's easy to get lost in the midst of the screaming, but you always will speak up when we look to you. To my VP, Jillian, I would just like to establish the fact that Jillian didn't think we would work well together. And in the beginning, we didn't. were best friends, you know? Love, laughter, leadership, all in one. I thought this would be the postcard of good times. And by the end, surprisingly, it was. There's no other person I would rather have to be my VP. Love you, Joe Biden. To the light of my world, Christy Ferentz. You have been my rock this year. I never realized how much time I would be spending in your office. So it's a good thing we like each other, right? I could have never asked for a better mentor or friend. There are no words to explain how much I love and appreciate you and everything you do for me and this community. In the beginning of the year, you said, "This is going to be rough. We both talk too much to get anything done." And look at us now. We did both. Sure, it took us much longer than it should have, but we did it. When you went on your trip, I kept walking by your office thinking, maybe if I walk by one more time, she'll be in there. And then I realized, this is how pets must feel when their owners leave their home. What I'm trying to say is that I will miss you terribly, but also never put your phone on silent. To my class of 2015, I am eternally grateful to you. I oftentimes think you guys are the reason I'm alive. In a time of my life that I was surrounded by darkness, you all were my light. Because in my world of chaos, you guys were my normal. Whether you know it or not, you saved me from myself. You all taught me what it really means to unconditionally support someone. Oh my God! I just get angry when I cry. I don't even think I can begin to express what you all did for me, because I don't think you guys would ever understand. You all are some of the greatest people I've ever met, and I am so glad I've had the privilege of spending these years with you. But most of all, thank you for laughing at my jokes, even the bad ones. To the SPSG community, being your SGA president has been a dream of mine since the first time I walked into prayers. This job has been the most challenging, rewarding, and fulfilling experience. It was such an honor for me to be the person you chose to lead you all. To me, being a leader means being unafraid to voice your opinion and that of those around you. Because sometimes it can be scary to be the only one to speak up or to raise your hand or to do something when you know something isn't right. Always remember, you don't need a title to be a leader because you don't need a title to have a voice. There will always be someone who disagrees or will try to silence you, but don't let them. If I've learned anything in my past 7 years at SPSG, it is to fight for what I believe in. Whether you realize it or not, it is instilled within all of us. We are encouraged to figure out what we believe in, whether it matches someone else's belief or not. Being a leader means listening to every person's opinion. It means making decisions that benefit your group and not your ego. A good leader always listens before they act. A good leader knows that if someone brings food to a meeting, we're not getting anything done. They know how to lift those around them and make them feel appreciated and safe to voice their opinion. A good leader knows that they can't do it all and how to lean on those people around them to get the job done. A good leader makes mistakes. It's easy to get caught up in this idea of perfection, but I firmly believe that making mistakes is the only way to grow. This is not goodbye, because if it was, I would not be up here. I'm not good with goodbyes, I'm not good with see you laters, I'm not good with leaving, I'm not good with that kind of change. I get attached, we all do, to the people, things, and places that we love. And it's said if you love something, let it go, but that's not something I can do. How could I ever let go of SPSG? Sometimes we tend to forget what a truly special place this is. Whether you realize it or not, the people around you, the teachers, the students, the faculty, the staff, they are molding you into who you are. So my advice to you is to surround yourself with people who make you feel good about yourself and encourage you and see the good in you. Even when you're having a bad day and you're in a bad mood because you have 2 tests and a quiz today and you were up all night studying. Also, be nice to everyone around you. Because let's face it, despite how much you think you do, you don't know what's going on in someone else's life. I want you to take a moment and think about that. Because sometimes we get too wrapped up in ourselves and our lives to really consider the lives of other people. So reach out to someone new, someone who isn't exactly in your friend group or someone you might have misjudged. I can promise you, this community is full of amazing people. And on Saturday, you may be losing a few of those people, but I have no doubt that all the incoming students and faculty will happily fill the void. The moment I stepped onto the campus of St. Paul School for Girls, January 7th, 2008, I immediately felt at home. And that feeling of belonging and acceptance has never gone away from me, and I hope it doesn't for you. And if you haven't found it yet, keep looking, because I promise you, it's here. Thank you.